I'm going to update the names on the bracket, and then after I update the names on the bracket, then you'll be able to see it, because then I will do my job properly. But already off rip, we're going to have future Phil Arnold against Justin Flores. We're going to have a relatively short tournament here. I believe there's only 7 people. Not 7. Well, 6 or 7. It's one of those two. I know Tyler had a bye match his first round.
This game is straight up.
Okay, so we have the names up. Just got to figure out how we're going to get this thing to do its job and show you guys the bracket. Or not the bracket. And as Pete said, this match is straight up, so we're going to be starting off 0-0. Okay, now I can get rid of that so you can see all the incredible things that we have going on. You might also be asking yourself, why is there no music? And I'm asking myself the same question. And Phil scurrying across the table. I believe Pete, the ref, counted that as topping. So. And that's 1 for Justin Flores, being the first one to score in this game here. And now we have future Phil Arnold tying the game up, making it 1-1. Jesse said, not Jesse, Justin. Elahe called him Jesse earlier. That's the reason I said that. It's not unprovoked. Justin Flores now making the score 3-1. He is 2 points over future Phil Arnold here. And then we had Justin score again, making the score 4-1. Now future Phil Arnold is getting himself out of the 3-point deficit, making the score 4-2 now, only 2 points behind Justin Flores. Future Phil slowly climbing up here. And just as he starts, Justin scores one more time to make the score 5-3. That's a 2-point deficit Phil Arnold's at. And now we're having a relatively calm back and forth between future Phil and Justin Flores. Future Phil lining up his shot here. Looks like that one was a miss, and he's going to line up again and then score this time, making the score 5-4, only 1 point behind Justin Flores. And now Justin Flores putting himself 1 point away from victory, just in time for future Phil to put himself 1 point behind Justin. And that's Justin Flores taking the first game 7-5. Future Phil off the gates with an aggressive shot there. Well, not an aggressive one, but a fast one. No, that's Future. Not sorry. I gave that point to Justin. And then we have Justin Flores tying the game up. It is 1-1.
Over. Not count. Are you ready? 1-1 in play.
Phil again taking his time with the shot there, doing his wind up.
Ready? 1-1 in play.
And then Justin Flores putting himself in the driver's seat just in time for Phil to tie it up. It is 2-2. Okay, these guys entering a little back and forth there, and Justin scoring on himself, giving that point to Phil. And now Future Phil putting himself in the lead. The score is 5-4. It is Justin's possession. And now it's charging for Phil, so the possession will be Justin's. The scores have flipped somehow. And now Justin Flores putting himself 1 point away from victory. The score is match point 4, not game point, match point. Phil isn't able to pull this game, and never mind. Both games going into Justin Flores. I believe that was 7-5 and then 7-4. Just under 10 minutes there. Justin Flores making quick work.
Tyler Gibson versus Justin Flores on table number 1, ref by Flores.
See, this is why nobody's giving me a random fucking name. Come up with shit like Chester. That's what I heard. I swear to God. I heard Chester.
It wasn't me. Just want to say that.
Justin. They gave me a nickname. Huh? Josh gave me a nickname. Oh my God. Who's wrestling over here?
The winner?
Who just won? Why do you keep trying to give me names?
He's just what I heard from outside the door, man. Everyone knows this.
Oh, you put Chester up there? That was cheesy. Don't do that like this. Take it down. Unless he says it's okay. But Justin knows they you don't want to say no. You don't want it.
No.
I know Justin. You're bored? Cool, yeah. I don't know why this 2-point spot for you. Which one's the nice one?
All right, and the score is now 1-2. Tyler starting off with 2 points. Justin, not Mr. Flores, starting off with now 2, scoring 2 points within the first few seconds of this matchup
Oh my God.
to tie the game up. Okay, sorry, I stepped away for a brief second because for some reason I thought somebody knocked at the door. I thought someone cared about me for a second. So the score is 3-all, meaning that Justin Flores has scored 3 times, while Tyler scored once, and now twice, making me eat my words. The score is 4-3. Tyler Gibson is in the head by 1 point. This is his first game. He did a bye match. He was waiting for the outcome of Justin against Phil, which means he's pretty fresh here, so this might be a little bit easier for him than it is Justin, just stamina-wise. Justin managing to score without moving his arm. So if plays like that continue to happen, Justin Flores will obviously have a easier goal of this matchup here. And now his possession after that off goal from Tyler, leading to a change of possession for Justin Flores, who's now setting up his shot and then going for that left wall there, blocked by Tyler Gibson, Mr. Shrug. And then now Justin going for that right wall there, and nothing but set up shot. So far it seems like Tyler's been playing pretty out front and then straight down the middle. I guess I should have seen that coming. He was going for nothing but banks and good stuff like that. So him changing it up and then going down the middle makes sense. I don't know why I didn't see that coming. And then Tyler once again scoring on himself. making it now game point for Tyler has to score 3 times before Justin can score once. Luckily, he has blocked a good number of shots. All he has to do is use that same defense here. Now that it's crunch time, it is Justin's possession, however, and there goes for the straight. Just missing. It doesn't look like that was blocked by Tyler. It looks like he just missed it. But now we have Justin setting up shots here yet again, going for a straight block by Tyler, then going for the right wall, blocked by Tyler again. Tyler doing great with the defense. He really needs a change of possession right now, and there he goes with the cut, making the final score 7-4. Justin Flores taking the lead in that game. I mean, taking the game that round there. And Tyler starting off with 2 points, I believe. And the ref is taking a break for whatever reason. And there the puck is flying off the table already. It looks like that one might have hit Justin in the hand. Or Justin's way of reacting to things is just pulling his hand back violently.
You ready?
Ready?
Puck and play.
Now we have Tyler with the first point of the second game. But Justin Flores following him, keeping himself at that 2-point deficit.
2-3.
Puck flying off the table just after Justin Flores cuts that 2-point deficit down to a 1.
You ready? And play.
And not to mention, so far in the tournament, Justin has not lost even a game.
3-0.
And now we have him tying it up in the second game of his second match.
Ready? And play.
Now Justin Flores in the lead by 1 point, finally gaining the lead in this game here after he was down 2 points because of the points that Tyler starts off with. And then there was a bit of a back and forth kind of, even though there was only 1 point to be scored by Tyler. It was more or less a balanced matchup. So it still is. And now Justin Flores putting himself 2 points above Tyler. And now we have Pete entering the booth very loudly.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was just been using my phone. I forgot that it was corrected. And with Justin Flores 1 point away from victory, and 3 points behind is Tyler, and now it is 4 points because Justin has now taken his 4th win uninterrupted. Chester the... no.
There's only 6 people. They can pick anything.
No, no.
connected.
No, I just wanted to know if it was. I was talking. It was the first time I was talking about it. I was actually like telling you, I was like, this is 4 times.
Good.
Pebble versus Moose. Moose versus Pebble.
What's the point of that? Here, what do you get? 4.5. That's right. Four wide. Four two.
Okay, now that I have successfully figured out how to do my job, we are having Elahe the Pebble Montevideo against Peter Moose Lippincott, or
Ready?
the Moose, or Moose. I don't know if it's the or no the, but it's something about the Moose, Peter Lippincott.
Four three.
And now the Moose putting him. That's not how you spell Moose. That's Mossy. There we go. Hopefully nobody noticed that typo before I said it.
Four four.
And now we have Peter tying things up. The score is now 4-all.
Four five.
And now Peter putting himself in the lead by 1 point. The score is 5-4 for Peter Moose Lippincott.
Ready? Fight. Four. Game point.
And now the Moose is 2 points ahead of Elahe and 1 point away from victory.
7-4. Switch that.
And there that 1 point is. The score ending at 7-4. I want to say Elahe started off with 2 points.
All right. Ready? Ready? Fight. Four.
4. Elahe started off with 4.
Two. Four.
And the Moose seemingly trampling through Elahe here.
3-4.
Peter once again scoring, but this time not too excited about it.
4-4.
And that one was intentional. A nice play there. The score is
5-4.
5-4 now, and the timeout is called by Elahe Montezeri. This is a very one-sided matchup here, which is exactly what you don't want in the second matchup. I mean, the second game of this matchup. And now he only has actually 2 points to go. He only has 2 points before this matchup is over, and Elahe is knocked into the elimination bracket. So she's going to want to figure something out pretty quickly. And just like that, there it is. Peter scoring once again, making the score 6-4, and Elahe starting off with those 4 points. So there's a high chance of a skunk here. The first technical 7-0 of the night. And there it goes, 7-4, but Elahe did manage to score that game, unfortunately, which means it was really 7-0.
Sorry, Chester. I mean, Justin. That's what nicknames are about. You're like, I hate that. Okay, it's mine. Whatever sticks, that's what a nickname means. Oh.
That's why I got shrugged.
What?
I just looked at John when he asked me if he wanted a nickname. I just shrugged that. Then it just nicknamed me the Shrug.
Tromdor, the Burninator. What? You like that one? I think that'd be a great nickname. Yeah, people would love it though, the people that know what it meant. Homestarrunner.com. Strong bad email. You're okay, what you're on.
I call you Chester, you keep it up. That's what I thought you were. No, everyone listens. That's not true, everybody. Very much into women. Set the record straight. Anyway.
Ready?
Ready? Yeah.
You're
I don't know.
a 3, 4.
Oh, you're 4, young.
6 now, that's a great one. Yeah?
The last 5 years. No. Okay. All right. Good luck.
All right, we are having Tyler the Chef Gibson against Mark Walheed.
3-0.
Don't know why, but I wanted to call Mark Mike,
3-1.
but I didn't.
1-2.
4.
Now we have Tyler with that smooth right wall there.
4-2. Ready? 2 serving 4 in play.
And now we have Tyler putting himself 3 points above Mark Wahi. The score is now 5-2.
5-3.
Never mind, the score is 5-3. Mark Wahi getting himself out of the doghouse immediately after I pushed the button, knowing that he did not want to hear those dogs barking, and just as it happened, Tyler puts him right back in that situation.
3 serving point in play. Point 4.
And now Mark Wahi putting himself 2 points behind Tyler. The score is game point 4.
Point 5.
And now Mark Wahi 1 point behind Tyler.
Oh, come on.
7-5 on the triple.
And now Tyler taking the first game 7-5. I want to say Tyler only started off with 2 points.
God, listen, Tyler. Please make it a legit shot. Please make it a legit shot.
I tried to.
You didn't mean to do that, I know. You didn't try for a double, you just kind of shot it, huh?
I just went for it under. I just went for it simple. Right wall under.
Calling you Frank.
But it didn't work. It turned into a double.
Do that again, I'm gonna call you Frank. That was a triple, yeah. That's a triple.
What a way to end the game was. With a triple bang.
You want to make something?
It's right. This round.
Got it.
You ready?
Ready?
All right, 0 serving 2 in play. 2-1.
And that was right. Tyler does start off with 2 points. But Mark Wahi being the first one to score, making the score 2-1.
You right? Go with triples. Ready?
Ready?
1 serving 2 in play.
Oh my God.
2-2.
Mark Wahi tying the game up. It is 2-all. And then there Mark goes with the cut, making the score 3-2. Now getting himself 1 point in the lead to prevent Tyler from ending this match here. And this isn't the elimination bracket, so whoever loses here is knocked out for the night.
Oh, come on.
4-3.
And just as Mark got 2 points ahead, Tyler knocked him back down to 1. Just to let you know who all we had in the tournament, it's a very short one. We're already almost done. This is the Elimination Quarterfinals right here. Wahi 2 points ahead of Tyler once again. But everyone we had in the tournament was Tyler Gibson, Phil Arnold, Justin Flores, Mark Wahi, Elahe Montezeri, and Pete Lippincott. So we've already seen everybody on table 1. The first matchup of the night, I believe, was Justin Flores against Phil Arnold. At the same time, Elahe was playing Mark on another table. Elahe beat Mark, knocking him to the elimination bracket. Then Elahe lost to Peter, and she's about waiting to face her next opponent, which is Phil Arnold. And once again, Mark putting himself 2 points ahead just for Tyler to change it back down to 1. which isn't the best deficit that Tyler wants to stay at here, but he does have a game under his belt, so he doesn't have much to worry about if he loses here. Obviously, it's not ideal to lose when you only have one game left, but it's not the worst thing in the world that could happen.
Oh, good shot.
High five.
Ah. Come on, Mark.
Five serving point.
God, listen. Give it away.
Timeout call at the table. One.
Already have.
Ready.
Ready? Five serving point in play. Point either way.
Okay, and now we have both gentlemen tying up the game. It is now match point and game point here, and it is Tyler's possession. He's going to want to score here, and just like that, it happens. The second game ending 7-6. Like I said, obviously during the middle of the game, Tyler didn't have too much to worry about. Mark obviously had a lot more to play for to prevent being eliminated from this tournament tonight. Unfortunately, that did happen. Elahe, not Elahe. Yeah, I think we do have Elahe up next. He's going to be playing up against Phil Arnold. Hopefully, Elahe or Phil meet that same fate, but Phil was knocked out much earlier than Elahe. He was knocked out in his first game against Justin Flores, 7-5, 7-4. We saw that here on Table 1, in case you're just now tuning in or just now watching. That is how that match went. Justin Flores against Elahe. Not Elahe, Justin Flores against Phil Arnold with 7-5, 7-4 Justin. And then we just had Justin Flores against Tyler Gibson, which went 7-4, 7-3. And now we're waiting to see who's going to win between Justin Flores and Peter Lippincott to be tonight's Winners Tournament champion. We have Elahe lining up here to play up against future Phil Arnold. So let me get those names up.
Be more official. Oh, it's Mr. Broken. Thank you.
Alright, that should be the names. Hopefully no typos. Yes, future Phil Arnold. Yep, there we go. No typos. Good on me. Alright, Tyler wearing the ref vest like a gent.
As long as we beat Phil. Ready? Ready?
That's 3 for Elahe. And I'm going to give that point to future Phil for some reason. And Elahe going for the straight there, unfortunately was denied by future Phil.
Ready? Yeah. And play. Win 3.
Future Phil getting himself on the board. The first point of this game, a minute into this matchup. Oh, future Phil scoring on himself. Looked like he couldn't predict that one. Thank you.
2-4.
He saw that one coming. The score is 2-4 now. Future Phil being down by 2 points.
3-4.
And now slowly climbing up the ranks here. It is fourth.
5-3.
5-3. Sorry, Elahe. Putting Phil back down by 2 points just in time for Phil to seemingly kick out of it. It is now 5-4. Future Phil still down by 1 point, but has the game close enough.
5-5.
And now tying the game up.
Not my fault.
And another timeout called by Elahe. I want to say that's her second timeout of the night.
In play.
And then going immediately from the left half of the table. Unfortunately, she did miss. Phil going for an offensive strike there, losing possession there. And now we have Elahe once again lining up a shot.
Ready? Ready, Phil? 5-5. In play. Game point 5.
And a very speedy shot from Phil, making it game point 5 now. It is still the first matchup, so we will have another game to go, but it will not be a discouraging thing for him at all.
7-5.
And just
Phil.
like that, charging on it, making the first game end 7-5.
Ready? Ready? In play. One, 3.
Well, Elahe does start off with 3 points, but Phil did score the first time in this game, making the score 3-1. And now Elahe here with offensive strike after offensive strike. And now the possession changing to Phil, who then has it changed back on him to Elahe, who did have possession stolen from her by Phil. And now Elahe putting 3 points in between her and Phil, and then Phil changing it back down to 2.
Ready, Phil? Ready? 4-2 in play.
Phil almost losing possession there after, I want to say that was about 3 or 4 consecutive off goals. And now possession has changed in Elahe's favor, who's now going to take her time with the puck. And then has possession stolen right back by Phil, who, with a fast right wall under there, makes the score now 3-4. we have Future Phil tying the game up. It is 4-all.
Ready?
Ready? 4-4 in play.
Alright, the time has been put back in. It is Elahe's possession. The score is 4-all. Future Phil does have 1 game under his belt though.
5-4. 5-5.
And now the game has been tied up by Future Phil. I meant to give Elahe a point, but I ended up subtracting one.
Match point 5.
Alright, and Future Phil 1 point away from eliminating Elahe and advancing himself. It is now match point, game point, and Phil's possession. And after a little back and forth, Elahe with the left wall there. Oh, for her it would be a right wall. Taking the second game.
One. Technically she is, because she starts with 3 points. Ready? 3-0, in play.
Elahe starts with 3 points.
4-0. 1-4.
Now Elahe in very good sitting in this, early on in this third game. Sorry, got very tongue-tied there.
Oh, no.
Three, match point. 7-3 Elahe.
All right, and Elahe coming back in almost a clean sweep.
He didn't want to play no more.
No, I did. I wanted to win the had great control and last 200 reliance.
It'll make me wear this.
No, I asked you to correct it.
What's gonna make me wear that? I got them all.
And Elahe still on fire from her last game against Phil, starting off with the first point as well. So now I have a full blast. Hopefully that sounds better.
3, 2.
And now Tyler Gibson 2 points above Elahe, just in time for Elahe to cut it back down to 1. The score is 4-3. And now we have Elahe tying things up. It is 4-all in the first game. Now Elahe putting herself 1 point above Tyler once again in this very back and forth second game. Oh no, sorry, first game.
Game point, 4.
And now Elahe 1 point away from ending the first game.
7-4.
And Elahe ended the game at 7-4. Taking that beating from Pete and learning a lot from it, obviously.
Somebody put it in there? Laptop? Okay. Alright, starts over here. Elahe, ready?
Yeah.
Ready. Ready? We play. 1-1.
All right, we are now at 1-1 in the second game here between these two. And now Elahe 1 point above Tyler again.
3-1.
And now putting herself 2 points above Tyler. The second game being much more one-sided than the first.
4-1.
And Elahe definitely staying in the driver's seat.
Match point, 2.
And now there's a 4 point difference between them. Not a sorry, a 4 point. That was a 4 point. I was right.
Match 7-3.
And Elahe taking the game 7-3.
Amazon Warrior, Kill Mason. What's next on her list?
7-3, Josh.
I don't, thanks for that, Mark. But yeah, Elahe on a warpath seemingly here, and now we're about to have a really pretty interesting. Yes, I did. I already thanked you.
Blow out your eardrums, did I?
No.
Next time I'll do it a little bit louder, so.
Me versus Chester.
I know I'm talking to you.
Don't put Chester.
I won't.
Are you healed up? Are you healed up? Somewhere? Come on. There you go.
The doctor put me on friend zone. It's actually just me because I'm sitting there like it's not an airhockey game. What is that? So, I feel great. Yeah. Sitting. Same thing I Airhockey master race.
What's up, man?
Something in my school.
Huh?
Something in my school. Scored on 3 times, 4 times.
Yeah. I mean, in your defense, she was on a warpath after Phil. I don't know what changed, but she started playing different.
For real.
Uh, 10:02.
Oh my God, tomorrow.
Alright. Good night, man. I say good night, man.
One all.
Alright, and there's 1-all now. That was Tyler coming in saying bye. He has work in the morning, unfortunately.
2-1. 2-all. 3-2.
And now we have Peter in the lead now, but this has been a very back and forth matchup. Looks like he's aiming to interrupt Justin Flores' uninterrupted win streak he's been on. As I said earlier to him when I was talking to him while he was sitting outside, he had won 4 games uninterrupted.
Ready?
No lost games at all.
4-3.
And now that's 4 for Justin Flores, once again putting himself in the lead. Them having this back and forth is okay, but when it gets close to the end of the game, Pete's going to want to break out of this.
5-3.
And now there's 2 points
4-5.
in between Justin and Pete, just in time for Pete to put 1 point back there, and then Justin to score again,
5
to put
points.
2 there again, and wow.
Point either way.
And now Peter tying things up, and Justin taking his 5th uninterrupted win now.
Ready? Alright. Talk and play.
All right, entering the second game here, which for Justin Flores is not unfamiliar territory, but at the same time, it is not the greatest thing in the world for that to not be regular territory for him, for his opponent. And now Justin Flores starting off the second game with the first point. It is 1-0, and now it is 1-all. Pete keeping things even, and they're really just going tit for tat here. There's almost no setup, no back and forth. There's just point after point, and just like that, Justin Flores puts 2 in between him and Pete, making the score now 3-1.
2-3.
Pete slipping past Justin's defense. Slipping past Justin's defense, making the score 3-2, just in time for
3-4.
Justin to stay up a point here. The score is 4-3. A very hard-fought game here for the Moose, who now makes the score 4-all, tying things up. And now Justin Flores puts himself back in the lead. The score is 5-4. And Justin closing in on his sixth uninterrupted win in games and his third uninterrupted win in matches.
Match point 4.
And now the score is match point 4, not game point, match point.
And play.
And a straight from Justin Flores, probably the straightest straight I've ever seen. Making this final score, I believe that was 7-4. And that's now 6 uninterrupted wins for Justin Flores. 6 uninterrupted games just under his belt. No losses at all tonight. I'm going to check the bracket just to make sure that's as true as I'm making it seem. And now we're about to have Elahe against Pete Lippincott and the elimination final to face tonight's champion, Justin Flores. And yeah, 6 uninterrupted wins for Justin Flores. It's 7-7 all across. He first went against Phil Arnold, it was 7-5, 7-4. Then Tyler Gibson, 7-4, 7-3. Then against Pete, it was 7-6, 7-4. He looks like he's keeping his opponents at a 3-point deficit there with his wins. So now I will adjust the names for Elahe. I'm putting it up. Alright, and there's a touch of the mallet, and the puck is not in play just yet. But now it is. It's 4 points for Elahe, okay. But luckily for Elahe, she has been on a win streak. She caught a hot streak of her own after going in that match against Phil. It seems like things have just been on the up and up for her. The score is 4-1 now. Unfortunately, though, Pete is on a 2-point hot streak, and he was the one to have the first 7-0, I think. And now Peter putting 1 point in between him and Elahe. And now Elahe finally putting a point on the board, denying the 7-0 again. And Elahe continuing that warpath there, ending the game 7-4. Well, starting off the next game with 4 points again.
Possession right. Start 0-4. Ready? Play. One, 4.
And Pete, once again, on his slow climb up here, the score is now 4-2. It's still early in the second game here. And now 1 point separating Elahe and the Moose.
3, 5.
And now Elahe once again stopping him before he gets too close, but Pete staying 1 point away. And now Pete tying things up after being down 1 point most of this game, and now Elahe making it match point 5. It is Pete's possession, and he is on the offense with it, not wasting any time with these shots. And Elahe taking her time, losing possession after her first shot there, and Pete's right back on the offense.
Game point, match point. Timeout call.
And just after Pete ties up the game, there's a timeout called by Elahe, and immediately puts the time back in. It is her possession still. Looks like that was an attempt at a stray blocked by Pete. It did bounce out of play, which means that will be Pete's possession once it's back in. And they are still 1 point away from victory on both sides. However, Elahe, if she scores the next point, it will be the end of the match, and she will be advancing to play Justin Flores, which will be an interesting matchup considering that both of them were on hot streaks.
Game 7-6.
And that second game going to Pete Lippincott, knocking some of the wind out of Elahe's sail. She does still start with 4 points in this third and last game before they enter, well, one of them enters the finals tonight.
Fight. 1-1.
And Pete once again starting off with the first point. And Pete once again with the second point, very slowly but surely climbing up the ranks here.
4-3.
And now we have Pete the Moose Lippincott tying things up again. It is now 4-all. And now Pete, 1 point ahead of Elahe, and a timeout is called by Elahe again.
10 seconds. Ready? Play.
All right, the puck is in play. It is Elahe's possession.
4, match point.
And just like that, Pete is 1 point away from knocking Elahe out of the tournament. And just as I said that, Elahe puts herself 1 point behind Pete. So everyone 1 point away from something, and with that straight, Pete ends the match, moving on to play up against Justin Flores in tonight's final. With the way Justin's been playing, if he keeps that up, there might not be much of a final to watch.
Except when Mark's third place, and he doesn't want to. He said, except when you're third place, and you don't want to. Oh, all right. Oh, anyway, Chester, come on. Okay, we got 5.
How about I owe you $2 because I.
He does have a face for radio stuff.
No, he said, I don't have a face for radio, so he said.
I would agree with you.
All right. Okay, that's for 1 point. Okay. Ready? You guys keep on the winning side? You guys ready? Y'all ready? No? All right.
All right, we have tonight's final, which is Justin Flores against Peter Lippincott. I was out there instigating a tiny bit. I don't know if it came through on the mic, but I was asking Pete, is he nervous? Because Justin Flores has not lost a game tonight.
1-0.
Not just a match, a game. He has not lost a game. The closest has been a 7-6 against Pete,
2-1.
who is now making the score very even. 3 points have been scored in the first 30 seconds of this game, meaning that it's already going to be fast-paced. At least this first one is going to be. And Justin wasting no time to try to get to this puck already.
3-1.
And with that straight from Pete, the score is now 3-1. Looks like Pete's aiming to change the tides a little bit here to be the first loss under Flores' belt. The score is now 4-1. That's 3 points Justin is down by.
5-1.
And now it's a 4-point deficit.
Game point 1.
And now 5-1. There are 5 points in between these two. It looks like Pete is, if things can go this way, Pete's very much going to be the first loss on his belt here. The score is now game point 3, just as I said that. Justin Flores scores 2 points out the gate. And then changing possession on that, another shot from Pete. And he scores with it, now closing the 5-point gap, which is making it now 2 points. And staying keen on his defense here, and then Pete going for another straight blocked by Justin Flores, learning his lesson. And another straight blocked by Justin, and then he finally switched it up to a right wall, taking the first game, making it 7-4 was Justin's first loss tonight. Gee, there was so much going on. That was such an action-packed first game.
Pete's ready. What?
And now that's 2-0 for Peter Lippincott. Looks like he's aiming to be the first and second loss underneath Justin Flores' belt. And just as I say that, Justin Flores scores, cutting the 2-point deficit that Pete had him down to a 1. And now we have Justin Flores tying the game up.
3-2.
And just as I say that, Pete puts himself back in the lead by 1 point here. And, Justin going for a straight blocked by Pete, and Pete going for a right wall blocked by Justin, who then gets a change of possession here and slows things down significantly. Going for a white wall, missed, and then Pete stealing possession.
Come on, Pete.
and then scoring on himself, tying the game up for Justin. The score is 3-all. And just like that, Justin Flores gets back in the lead. The score is 4-3. And just as I say that, Pete ties it up. It is now 4-all. A lot of back and forth happening in this game here.
5-4.
And then a cut from Justin Flores, making the score 5-4.
5-5.
And then Pete switching it up to a right wall there, making the score 5-5. The game starting off very action-packed and very much turning into tit for tat.
5.
Now Justin Flores 1 point away from victory, and Pete 1 point away from ending the first match.
Are you ready? You said time, I'm sorry? That's right, I heard you say time. All right, Pete said he's ready. It's going to be game point, match point, in play.
It is Justin's possession, and they are both 1 point away from victory. Justin taking his time here, looking to not give up possession to Pete at all here, and unfortunately it did happen. Pete blocking pretty early and Justin losing control of the puck, and just like that, gaining it right back after Pete's first shot with the puck. And just like that, Justin takes the second game, pushing us into the third and final one of this first match, or of this match, depending on how this next one goes. So far, only one loss under Justin's belt, and that is from Pete Lippincott, who he has to play up against one more time.
Anyway. All right, Pete, you ready? Yeah. Justin, ready? Play.
And Pete going for that right wall, leading to a change of possession for Justin already. And then with that left wall, Justin's going to make the score 1-0. And now we have Pete tying things up. The score is 1-all.
2-1.
And then Pete not moving his mouth, causing him to score on himself, and then a straight from him, making the score 2-all. Justin going for a straight. I believe that he just missed that one there. And now we're having an exchange of blows there, leading into Justin's possession. The puck flying off the table. I believe that's going to be Pete's once it's back on.
Score is 2-2. Justin, ready? Good. All right, good play.
And the puck almost flying off the table. Not quite. It is Justin's possession. And then Pete going for the cut there, blocked by Justin Flores. It is still Pete's possession, who then goes for another cut, making the score now 3-2.
Off.
And that one did count as off. It did hit Pete's shirt.
4-2.
And then another, I believe that was the left wall for him, making the score 4-2.
5-2.
And now Pete in the lead by 3 points, putting Justin Flores back in the doghouse. But just as I say that, Justin scores, making the score 5-2, and then Pete puts him right back in it.
First match goes to Pete.
And there's Pete taking the first matchup between these two, pushing us into the second one, where now whoever wins the this matchup here is tonight's champion.
In the old days, remember they used to say set back in the old days? That's how they used to say it when someone wins the first match?
First set, you don't say that.
Well, I say tournament. Tournament.
When you say set, we would say set.
In the early days. But now Brian says they say match. That's why they say match. That's how I was.
I said, I don't
Whatever. But that's just what I heard.
say match for a real match.
Why ask and then say who cares?
Well, but just, I don't know the rules. The terminology. I'll ask Brian. He seems to be. All right.
And now Justin Flores kicking off the second match with the first point, and Peter reciprocating it. The score is 1-all.
Justin says he's ready. Got him on camera, Pete. Justin is ready. In play.
And after a back and forth, it is Justin's possession, going for a cut there, just barely misaimed it. And now Pete making the score 2-1, getting a 1-point lead on Justin Flores here. It is Justin's possession now. He's doing the somewhat damage right here. And the possession change on Pete's side of the table, who then scores with it with his first few seconds with the puck there. The score is 3-1 now. And there's Justin with an attempted right wall there, and then charging with it, making the score now 3-2, shooting it right back into Pete's goal. And then going for the cut, just barely misaimed again. And he's going for he keeps trying for those cuts, and then going for a straight misaimed, and then now straight down the middle, making the score 3-all, and just in time for Pete to score again, making the score 4-3.
4-4.
And then a cut from Justin Flores, making the game 4-all. Pete scurrying, trying to get possession there. Unfortunately, Justin maintained it. Well, unfortunately for him, Justin maintained it. And then he scored on himself, giving Justin the upper hand here. The score is 5-4. The puck flying off the table.
Take a minute if you need it. Okay. Score is going to be again 5-4. Pete said you ready? Ready to play?
And there Justin is going for those straights and cuts again until one worked. The score is game point 4.
Score getting a 4-game point. Justin ready? In play.
Justin is still 1 point away from victory. It is game point 4. And then going for that left wall there and flying off the table. That will be Pete's possession once it's back on.
Ready? All right, in play. 5 points.
And now Pete putting himself 1 point behind Justin, and Justin is still 1 point away from victory. It is Justin's possession here as he lines up his shot, going for the, it looks like that was an off goal cut there, and then going for the right wall blocked by Pete. And now losing possession to Pete, obviously upset about that one. And now getting it back in just in time for Pete to tie the game up. It is now game point either way. Sorry, not match point. And there Pete is taking the first game of the second matchup here.
First game? I lost track. Yep. I don't know why I lost track. Possible tournament game. Starts over here. Oregon is 0-0. Ready. Justin ready. Pete said he's ready. In play.
possession just being passed back and forth here. No points made yet. And just as I said that, Pete goes for the straight and scores with it, making the score 1-0. Now Peter 2 points up now. It's 2-0.
2-1.
And now we have the score being tied up. Now it is 2-all.
Two. 3 apiece.
And now the score has been tied up on both ends. It is 3-all.
That's over.
4, 3. 4.
And now we are entering the back and forth portion of this. And now Pete making the score 5-4 with that straight. He is 2 points away from ending all of it. Andy's maintaining possession, going for the right wall, and losing possession to Justin Flores, who has to score 3 times before Pete can score twice, which in this game has been proven to be very possible.
Point 4.
And now Peter 1 point away from ending it all. And now Justin putting himself 1 point behind Peter. The puck flying off the table once again. And it's going to be just Pete's possession. It is tournament point 5.
Oh, you did? Okay, thank you. All right, you ready? We'll score, get a 5 tournament point, and play.
And just like that, it ends Justin unfortunately scoring on himself for that last point. Peter coming through, I think he only lost to Elahe. And Elahe went on a short war path there, and it was eventually put out by Pete as well. And then Pete went on to have his rematch against Justin Flores. And be Justin's only losses tonight. His only losses were in the final matchup between him and Peter. So if I'm Justin, I'm not feeling too bad about that. That's not a bad streak to go on, and it's not a bad way to have it end. Yeah, honestly, there's not much to be said. We had some pretty good plays. First place being Peter Lippincott, second place Justin Flores, and third, I want to say, was Elahe, yes. And then Tyler, Phil, and Mark fall underneath that. But congratulations to our top 3. Thank you for tuning in. I have been your host, Josh Austin, and I will be seeing you guys